And now, for the 1am Book Club podcast, Lost episode. Have you ever seen that episode of SpongeBob where it's like...
Lost?
The Lost episode. And then it's like the video of SpongeBob. It's like the Krabby Patty training video, and it's just a video of SpongeBob like walking, and it just goes do 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 do. You never seen that?
No.
Oh man, that was a formative element of my childhood.
No. I'm gonna say something right now. I wasn't really a SpongeBob kid. We weren't really
Disney Channel kid.
Yeah, I was a Disney Channel kid.
Yeah.
We weren't really Nickelodeon. Like,
we weren't either. We were very much Disney Channel kids as well. But then
I didn't really watch SpongeBob a lot.
at a certain point, we became Disney Channel kids. But we started on Nick. We were Nick.
Nick at Night, like Nick at Night.
Back
Yeah. No,
when it was good, or Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network, Boomerang. We were Boomerang kids.
Nah, the only good thing on Boomerang was the Garfield
Scooby-Doo.
show.
Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, Scooby-Doo was on Boomerang.
All
yeah,
Scooby-Doo shows. That's where I found my love of my deep love of Scooby-Doo and Daphne.
The
That's
Garfield
where,
show.
that's where I
My first crush, for real.
my
Daphne
my
Blake.
first love, Daphne Blake. And I've probably spoken about this before. Daphne Blake, when she meets the Hex Girls and she revolts against Fred and sings a song called Trap of Love as her alter ego crush. And she goes, "Bad dreams, Fred." Kind of cringe on her part, but also kind of slay.
Have you seen the SNL of Sabrina Carpenter as Daphne?
Yeah.
That's like the dream right there.
No,
Like,
it's not.
And that
I think-
horrible wig.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I disagree, but okay.
Let Serena Carpenter be Serena Carpenter.
Okay.
I love her. I think she's great.
Yeah. Hi, welcome to
Daphne.
the 1am Book Club podcast.
Hi.
Welcome back. It says, 'tis August.
It's August.
Bog, how are you enjoying camp?
Camp's good. It's great.
Yeah. Have you made any friends yet?
Made so many friends.
Tell us about one of your friends. Not to put you on the spot or anything.
I'm friends with a person. They're really funny. They're really friendly.
And do they wish to remain anonymous?
We share multiple laughs together.
I see.
Yeah.
They're just really good friend
They're just a really good friend.
of non-specific detail.
Yep.
Well, it's good to hear you're making so many friends.
I'm making so many friends and they're all like that. They're all exactly like that.
Awesome.
Some are closer than others.
Yeah.
Maybe a few are very close.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know. I can't really tell. I can't pick up on social cues like that.
And since we always do the mug question, but we're definitely recording this back to back with the July episode. What's your go-to biscuit? Why is it not the chocolate hobnob? That's mine, obviously.
My favorite or my least favorite?
Either. Just give me some biscuit related.
I
chat.
like a good. Oh, I don't know. I don't really eat a lot of biscuits. I do like a good Empire biscuit.
We just had an Empire
It was
biscuit.
so good. It was so good.
Why do you think they call them an Empire biscuit?
Something to do with British Empire, probably.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or because it's got a midget gem on it, and
Where are you going with this?
the Empire State Building is a gem of American culture and history.
It's not
Just
even
an
a midget.
idea.
It's not even a midget gem.
Oh no, it's like a gumdrop.
It's like
Yeah.
a little
Jelly
jelly
dot.
tot.
Okay,
a
well
little
my
nipple?
theory's out the window
A little
then.
nipple.
The nipple on my
The
Empire biscuit. Do you know what I hate? So when you get a packet and they're all yellow.
Oh my god, I had the yellow one and it's actually okay.
I know, but it's okay every now and again. It's like you get a green or you get a yellow and you're like, I'm not.
I do like the pink one.
But the red or the purple, yeah, those are really the ones you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a chocolate hobnob. That's my favourite.
I love an Empire biscuit. I love a Viennese swirl.
I can't do a Pink Panther biscuit. I think that's a waste of a biscuit.
No,
I
I
think
don't
a
like
biscuit.
it.
Wafer.
I don't even like it. I like Tesco used to do these like. Excuse me. Tesco used to do these like red velvet biscuits, but they had like cream inside them.
Oh yeah, sounds hardcore.
Oh, they were so good.
Sounds banging.
They were awesome. They were really good.
And my second question. What'd you read? What I guess we're also doing this back to back with
Yeah.
that episode. So
What
what's
am I read?
what do you plan to read? What books are you taking, or what books do you have at camp?
Okay, at camp I have Jurassic Park.
Yes, Michael Crichton.
I probably have I'm taking 3 books with me and just buying the rest when I'm there.
Okay.
Actually, I have taken 3 books now.
Mm,
I
yeah.
have bought the rest while I'm here.
Yes.
I'm taking Jurassic Park for the plane. I'll probably take, I don't know, there's like books on my bookshelf that I'll just take. Corrections by Jonathan Franzen.
Mm.
Another book by by the author of my favourite book. Longer actually than Crossroads.
Like really?
It's bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I haven't read, it's been on my shelf for a long time. The what's he called? Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, Green Lights.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. I'll probably take
Yeah.
that one as well. And then
Aaron Hannah told me to read that book. Shout out Aaron, who
Shout
doesn't read, but
shout
he's
out to Aaron, by the way.
yeah.
What a really nice guy.
I know, and he told me to read Green Lights, and I was like, okay, I will, but
Yeah.
I haven't.
I bought it. I bought it in a panic. When I was stranded in Edinburgh Waverley train station, and I went into the W.H. Smith or the Waterstones.
Does he have an
interest?
interesting life, Matthew McConaughey?
I think he's hot. Like
Oh.
that's
Okay.
basically
Well,
it.
he's
He's got a really cute accent.
he's a
I
handsome
guess.
fella.
Hey.
I'd love to hear the audiobook of that.
Oh my goodness.
Hearing him read his own story
Like-
in his
like
little country voice.
Somebody he himself mansplaining his own life story to you.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's okay.
Then my mother died in a car accident. It was
Oh my
horrible.
goodness. LIVIN. All right. Oh,
Yeah.
he's so hot.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. I by the time this podcast comes out, I will have still not read Gravity's Rainbow by Thomas Pynchon, which is a book that I've had on my shelf for 3 years and keep saying, this is the year. This is the
Yeah.
year.
Oh, I'll probably take the Stephen King one that you got me for my birthday.
Oh, the Bachman books?
Yeah, I'll probably take that
Yes.
with me.
Good one. Yeah, you should. The Long Walk. Oh, that's my favourite Stephen King of all time. And
Yeah.
nobody ever talks about it. It's so underrated. It's a very underground kind of thing. You know, not a lot of people know about it. And
Yeah.
speaking of books that are kind of underground and not a lot of people know about them, let's talk about I Never Promised You a Rose Garden by Joanne Greenberg for the 3rd time.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I love this book. The more I talk about it, in retrospect, I'm like, oh, this was a good book.
This book is driving me into a world of madness.
This book
I feel like Deborah Lau.
I feel like this book is my rose garden.
Oh yeah.
This book is my rose garden.
One day I'm gonna keep this on my shelf so that one day I can look at it and I can just think about a trying time in my life and how things are so much better. Like, God, I may have child support to pay and a mortgage,
Oh
but
my
at least I don't
God.
need to record another podcast of that book.
Oh man, this is the 3rd time we try to record this episode.
This is the cursed episode, guys.
This is the cursed
Do
episode.
you know what I think it is? I think it's a sign. I think
that we shouldn't be talking about it, or we should.
no. I think that it's a sign we need to put
need to
this book out into the public sphere.
We need to persevere.
People
with
need to
this.
know
Yeah.
about I Never Promised You a Rose Garden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now a major film from New World Pictures. I'm reading this. I have like a really old, like 1967.
Your edition is really, really cute, and I wish I had that one.
This is I've got the 1967 movie tie-in version of
My
this book.
God.
Which there was a movie made of this book, but I cannot seem to find access to it anywhere, which makes me think that it's very obscure. In fact, it's so obscure that the letterboxd page for this movie doesn't even have a cover photo.
Really?
Yeah, that's how you know it's obscure.
Oh my God. Oh my
But,
God.
Yeah, and also I guess I'd never heard of this book before you randomly picked it up.
I picked up in Waterstones because
Yeah.
I saw this is the edition that I've got has like a car in it with a woman, and I thought, what's her story? I wonder what her story is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw I Never Promised You a Rose
Now we
Garden. I'm
know.
like, oh my God, like the song. Oh my goodness, that's her story. And then it wasn't even her story. So
Okay, Bog, break it down. Break it down. What's that about?
I'm like dancing.
Give us the rundown.
Okay, this story follows Deborah Blau, a 16-year-old girl. She is suffering from what seems to be schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder, wherein she has this inner world in her mind called the here.
The here. Can't remember what we decided it was called. I kind of like the idea that it's called the Here,
Here,
because it's
not
ironic.
really, because it's not really here. Yeah.
Because it's neither here nor
Anyway,
there.
she's got this like inner world where she has this whole god system and lore, and it's like a separate society. Anyway, she's got that in her brain, and she's in this mental institution. It's all about her struggle and her and her therapist, Dr. Fried.
Dr. Fried.
Yeah, and their endeavour into quote unquote making her better.
Trying to free her from the clutches of the year.
From the year.
So that she can enter normal
her
society.
Her gods and Anterabe and Lactameon.
Anterabe the hot one?
Anterabe's the hot one. Okay. Yeah. Anterabe was hot.
So we thought.
Anyway, it ends with she seems to be making a difference, is going to school, is assimilating into society.
Mm-hmm.
What's that one that she says? She's going to go into it full weight.
Full weight.
With
put her whole back into it.
And there's this lovely bit at the end where she has this dialogue, and it's very it's like at cross purposes. There's like little bits of dialogue from the people that she's in, from the people in the institution around her and in Anterabe, and she rejects the year and Anterabe, and she says goodbye to them, and she decides to go into the world full weight, which is
put her whole
self, her Debussy.
Yeah. Her Debussy.
Her Debussy. Yep.
That's basically the breakdown. It is based on the author Joanne Greenberg. It was originally written under the pseudonym Hannah Green, but then apparently there was like another author who was actually called Hannah Green, so Joanne Greenberg felt bad and was like, okay, I guess I'll change my name.
And she was I think like Hannah Green was writing like cheesy romance novels or something.
Yeah.
And
I didn't think that was a good idea to mix this one up.
Yeah, and then Joanne Greenberg was like, I'm gonna republish this under my own name. It's semi-autobiographical.
Yes, it's a fictionalized retelling of
her
Joanne Greenberg's own experience with having schizophrenia. At Chestnut Lodge Hospital in Rockville, Maryland, and the treatment that she underwent there. Dr. Fried is based on her doctor, Frida from Reichman. So it's very much, it's very much comes from the heart. It's based on true events, and she did have her own kind of version of the year. I cannot find. I had a really good article about it now, and I can now not find it. Tonight we gonna get on the floor. Oh, this is it. Okay. So, the character of Dr. Fried is based closely on Greenberg's Dr. Frida from Reichman. She had her own version of the year called the Iria, which she described to her doctors. And she could even quote poetry in the language of Iria.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Which is like taking schizophrenia and being like, you know what? Let's make something new out of it.
It's not to like,
not to glorify
not
schizophrenia.
Not to glorify anyone's mental illness, but that's kind of cool. You can do that in your brain.
Some of her doctors felt that she wasn't actually schizophrenic and that the Iria didn't exist. She just made it up to wind them up or to impress her psychiatrist.
Good lord.
And that the language was a form of bastardized Armenian. Which
how do you know?
Even still, it's impressive that she knew how to speak Armenian.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Similar to what occurred in the novel, Greenberg was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Although it's implied in this article that she didn't actually have schizophrenia. She just had severe anxiety and depression. But back in the 1940s or whenever this would have been, 1940s or 50s, pretty much anything was just labelled schizophrenia if it was a severe mental illness. And that what she actually had was somatization disorder, which is just a mental behavioural disorder characterised by somatic symptoms. So I think it's just basically severe depression, and anxiety. So yeah,
Good grief.
that's the story. And Joanne Greenberg,
Light
she
and
was
bubbly.
I mean, it was a tough time. She was a young Jewish girl living in 1950s. Obviously, the kind of Jewish people went through quite a lot in the 1940s. So
yeah.
or maybe it was the 1940s. So she definitely felt alienated. Once again, we're talking about a book about alienation.
Once again, won't you know?
We're
Another
talking about
main
alienation.
character who feels alienated.
And so it was definitely a tough time.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting, like, it makes for a really compelling book because it's so personal. And I seem to remember that this book was quite a kind of almost like that expression, like a dark horse, kind of, where it was like a sleeping giant, where it was really slept on when it came out, and then all of a sudden it must have been republished or something, and then it became a huge cult hit.
Woohoo.
Because it probably is like a really polarizing book because it's so personal,
Yeah.
and it almost reads like a stream of consciousness type thing. I know that I said this last time we recorded this, that one of the things I find the most interesting about this book is just when it cuts back to her parents.
I love when it cuts back to her parents. I love the whole meanwhile back at the ranch.
Yeah, meanwhile
kinda-
in the real world
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
I love it. I love the like the dynamic between her parents, and then you hear more about Esther Blau, who is
Mhm.
Deborah's mum,
Mhm.
more of her like backstory and lore. I love a good bit of parents lore.
And the sister.
And the sister Susie.
Yeah,
Susie.
something like that. She
Something
feels
like
a bit neglected because
Yeah, she feels like a
her parents' attention is all focused on Deborah.
yeah.
Which is a complicated situation for a child to be put into, obviously.
Yeah, and they keep the truth from Susie for a while, and they're like, "Oh, Deborah's just away at school."
Yeah, a boarding school or
Wink,
something.
wink.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna let you lead the discussion because you have a lot of good points about
Yes. Okay.
this. I will say this:
I
when
keep
we read
forgetting.
this so many months ago,
Yeah.
it feels like 5 months ago or something. It was like I wasn't that keen on it. I liked it, but you really liked it.
I really-
you
I
liked it
re-
more than me,
I really liked
and
it.
you have a lot more intelligent analysis and stuff to bring to the table than I do. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you do that.
Okay.
I'll just sit and nod.
I keep forgetting the points that I made because see the first time and the second time
Oh,
we
you were on
recorded
fire.
this. Oh, it was so good.
You're on fire.
Guys, listeners at home, it was really good.
It was awesome.
Man, you would have loved it if you were there. You would have loved it. Okay.
Also, side note, just about the film adaptation. Joanne Greenberg said that the film adaptation was like, and I quote, a C+, and that whoever had made it was asleep at the wheel.
That
I
is
just think
so
that's
funny.
a badass kind of thing to say about
Yeah.
a film that's basically
But
about
also,
you.
yeah, I mean, like, imagine, so you publish this, like, semi-autobiographical, harrowing story about your own mental illness, and then they don't even, like, include you in the creative
Yeah.
process for when they make the movie of the book.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be happy. I really want to, side note, I really want to make a semi-autobiographical book about myself.
In the same vein as this.
And in the same vein as this. But I do want, if they make a movie out of it, which, you know, they will.
But it's just you talking about the bog standards, and they're like,
Whatever.
we gotta get this, we gotta get this woman sorted
Yeah,
out.
it's like,
She's crazy.
she's crazy. But yeah, I want to be part of the creative consultant team. Maybe I'll direct it, but that seems, I write the
Yeah.
book and direct the movie. Come on now.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's a
I'll
lot
produce
of work.
Maybe I'll just be in charge of casting.
Yeah, just so that you cast someone really cool and attractive.
Yep.
And
Yep.
charismatic.
Yep.
And
Yep.
has that bog.
Has that bog
Spice.
standard. Yeah, somebody who's 10 out of 10 on the bog standard, which is
exactly.
incredibly hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah.
Yep.
I think if I was gonna have someone direct a movie about my life,
I want Wes Anderson to direct
I
the
would
movie.
want to write it. You would
wanna
want
write-
Wes Anderson to direct it?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
okay,
He's
fair.
my favourite director.
Ugh.
I don't do
just
that.
don't
To,
stand by it.
don't
I'm
do that
sorry,
to
I just don't
me.
get it.
Don't do that to me, please.
I'm just joyless. I have no joy in
Yeah.
my life.
I feel like my life is my whole vibe is so whimsical sometimes. I feel like Wes Anderson would really click and get that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I really do want Owen Wilson to play my dad.
So Deborah has this thing called the sensor, right?
Yes, the censor, the collect, the pit, and Terby hot. And Terby smash. And
The sensor is the thing that's keeping us from putting this podcast out.
oh my god, we have our own censor and it's bad.
Yeah.
Yes, so the collect are the governing body.
They're like the government of the committee of year.
Yeah, the kind of shady characters without faces. They kind of are like, Deborah, Bird One.
Stay with
You
us.
Stay with us. You need to come back to the year. Stay with us forever, or be sent to the pit. The pit is like, you know, in Labyrinth, the bog of unimaginable stench.
Is that not from Neverending Story?
No, that's from Labyrinth.
Labyrinth. Oh, with David Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hot.
I've never seen it. Is it David Bowie?
Yeah.
Okay. Why you looked at me with really dirty, like dirty
You
look
haven't seen Labyrinth?
there? No, I haven't. Emily loves Labyrinth though. I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through. I think I have seen the first half of it. The Bog of Never-Ending Stench.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like me for real. Just like me for real.
The Bog of Never-Ending
Yeah.
Stench.
So the pit is like the bog of never-ending stench. It is bad. You get sent there and it's like no man's land. It's a wasteland and you don't get out of there, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Real.
Yeah.
Real. So
But
real.
she's trying to get out of the year.
But she's trying to get out of the year. She's getting pulled both ways. She's got the censor who stops her from speaking about year's secrets in the real world. The censor will often kind of like, and it's in the book she kind of goes non-verbal, or like she kind of describes being like an out-of-body experience. The censor kind of pulls her away and she's like watching everything happen, but she's not really participating. She's kind of a spectator. Crazy, scary thing.
Yeah.
I could never.
Absolutely.
And then she's got a whole god system. And Terby, who has fire for hair. 6'3".
He's like the devil.
He's kind of cute, I guess. He's
kinda hot.
6'3", deep voice, kind of skinny, scrawny,
Yeah.
fire for hair. Maybe wears like a David Bowie-esque, Labyrinth-esque, flowy
A cape.
cape.
Definitely.
Or like how I was actually gonna say like a blouse, like, you know, like the
Yeah.
like a pirate blouse.
Yeah, so with the frilly neck,
Ooh.
frilly neckline.
Yeah, and he's cool.
Yeah,
And yeah,
it's hardcore.
Lactamion, Lactamion.
It's like the other one. It's been a while since we read this book.
Yeah. Anyway, they call her Bird One. They have like
Wonder why they call her Bird One. Is it like ironic because she's not free?
think so.
Hmm.
They explain it in the book. Guys, go read the book if you want a
Yeah,
detailed
Find your
explanation.
own opinion.
We have not read this book in a while. I'm trying to remember.
Putting the pieces together like Deborah.
Yeah. Deborah's a really funny character. I love her. She's just a wee ghetto. She's 16. She should be at the
She's very
club.
dramatic.
She should be at the club. Come on.
One of my favourite books, one of my favourite scenes, chapters, parts of this book is to go back to the parents.
Yeah.
Is like the first one, where they're taking her to the hospital,
Yeah.
and she's a little bit like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And they go to like a diner, and then they go to a motel, and
Yeah.
she can hear her parents talking about her through the wall, and
Oh, I hate that. It's
it's
like,
just,
oh my goodness.
as someone that's heard my parents talking about me through the wall, it's relatable.
Oh, God.
Like, we need to get him tested. Like, no.
Oh.
And I also like that in this book that the parents aren't villainous. They're supportive.
They're not.
They want
And it
what's
would have been
best for their
so
daughter.
easy to vilify the parents, especially the dad. I feel
And you
like
had a really interesting point about, like, it was like the generational stuff about.
I remember this now. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Deborah, while she's in this hospital, her parents are obviously trying to come visit her, and her Dr. Freed is like, no,
Mhm.
it's not a good idea. I'll ask Deborah if she is okay with that. And Deborah comes back and is like, okay, only my mum can come. Only
Yeah.
my mum can come meet with you. She won't be able to see me, but, you know, she can come meet with you if you want.
Yeah.
And that's okay. She has this thing with her dad where Deborah has this thing where she just doesn't feel like she's of earth, like she's not of a human being. She has a lot of rage
Yeah.
towards her dad.
Although her dad seems like a perfectly
Her
decent
dad seems like okay,
guy.
but there's a bit in this where he's like he has a quick temper, but not in a way that's like evil dad temper.
yeah.
It's just kind of like he has a quick temper, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm. He's just flawed.
And Deborah feels a lot of confusion in the way that she recognizes this quick temper in herself as being of her dad and as being of something physical that she has from another person on Earth, and she's like, oh my god,
she blames him for it,
and she's like, no, but I'm not of Earth, I'm different, no, 'cause she totally is derealized from being a physical person in like a tactile place. She's like, no, I'm not of here. So why but then she's like confused, like, oh, this rage is of my father's. And that confuses her too. And the gods in the year are like, that's not right. How can that be? Your blood is poisoned. Like, what? Yeah.
And she's contaminated with this
Deborah rot.
Yeah.
Oh man, every time I talk about this, I get really sad. This is so upsetting.
It's a very good analogy for what it feels like to just... I've never been a 16-year-old girl before, but I imagine it's pretty tough.
What was I doing when I was 16? I was what? 6 year? 6? Yeah, I was 6 year. Yeah. Oh man, that was a
dark time.
Difficult time to be me.
I was completely different when I was 16.
Oh, me too.
When I was 16, I was still... I had like hope in my eyes, and I had joy in my soul.
Oh my god!
I remember being 16 and going to see Spider-Man. In fact, no, it would have been Deadpool 2, and I was like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
Oh, shut up! I can't. Oh no!
And now I'm 6 years later. I can't believe it's been 6 years since I was 16.
My god.
When we've had a coronavirus pandemic.
I feel like it's only been 2 years since I was 16, right? I don't think I've changed that much.
Really highlighting the age gap.
Yeah.
There, Bog.
I think I've probably matured in a way that is on track and linear with growing up. I feel like I've changed in a healthy way.
Yeah.
I don't think I've changed too much. My interests are pretty much the same. My base personality traits are pretty much the same, but I just have a lot. I don't know.
I like to think my base interests are pretty much the same. Ironically, the only thing that I think I really gained from when I was 16 until now is that I started reading more.
Wow.
Like when I was 16, I was like,
and now you're not like a convict and criminal and delinquent.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You should have seen me back then. I was bad news.
Adam,
playing the PlayStation and all the time.
Side note, Adam was the creator and lead volunteer of the high school drama club that
I was 17 when I did that.
Oh, okay, so you'd like mellowed out a bit by then.
Yeah, I had
you'd had
my formative experience of being 16. Side note as well, do you remember, you might not remember this, but I remember making posters for the junior drama club when we were in high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I going to advertise this? Like, nobody's going to want to come to this. And so I just put a picture of me with a jar of Dolmio sauce on the poster.
Yes! Oh my goodness, I remember this. And I think that's probably why I came.
I put like 20 of them all over the school. And there was just a photo of me with a jar of Dolmio sauce all over the school. And it was bright orange, like the poster was bright orange, and it was absolutely hideous.
Yeah. I remember,
but it worked.
I used to be I'm still quite gullible, but I used to be really, really gullible. Like I would take everyone's word as
gospel,
as verbatim, like they totally mean what they say. And you said in the first week of drama club, junior drama club, every week you must bring me and my friends sweets.
No, I didn't. No,
that's your entry fee.
That's
and I would go out to the van every Wednesday or whatever and bring like a bag of sweets.
You
and
must bring me the sweets.
and like, here's your sweets, Adam.
Oh,
sorry, Mr. Stewart. I mean, sorry.
Mr. Stewart. That's my dad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And look at us now, all those years later.
I know.
Yep.
Who would have thought? And you did bring me sweets.
I did.
I seem to remember sidebar. Because I was gonna say I seem to remember it being rhubarb and custards. What's like your favorite van sweet? Do you know what I mean by van sweet?
Yeah. My favorite.
Mine's rhubarb and custards. Those were go-to.
My favourite van sweet was
Fizzy
probably
bottles.
Fizzy Bricks.
What's fizzy bricks?
Fizzy Bricks.
What's
It,
that?
it was like a fizzy lace, but in brick form. It was awesome.
Mm.
Fizzy Bricks, or the fudge that used to be at the van was really good.
Oh god, do you know what? I hated those blue bonbons that take your teeth out.
Oh no, I love blue bonbons. Blue bonbons, watermelon gum too. I used to really love. Used to really be partial to watermelon gum.
Right.
Yep.
I just hate. I used to get gum from the van.
Yeah.
'Cause it used to be the same ice cream van that came to my street. The guy that actually used to live, that owned it, used to live.
Yeah,
down the
it
street.
was the same bit that came around our bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I used to have this gum, and I didn't realize it was chewing gum, so I would just chew it and swallow it.
Oh,
I probably have so much gum in my stomach right now.
and like you're lining your intestines. Like, oh my god, think about all
Yeah.
that. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't even want
I
to
will
think about
I will never swallow gum. Like, I just hate doing that.
it. Yeah, it's bad.
Okay,
Back to the book.
back to the book. Yeah,
I can't remember what we said about this before.
I'm
try to find my notes.
I'm trying to think about this really good analysis that I had. Okay, I'm gonna
There's
talk.
something about the mum as well. Like the mum there was like generational trauma with the mum or something.
Yeah, so Esther comes from this very well-to-do family. Her dad, Esther's dad, Deborah's grandfather, is like the great grandson of a long dead Jewish count from Eastern Europe. Comes from a very well-to-do family. They moved to America, try to assimilate, but they always feel alienated. They always feel like they're not of everyone else, that they can't fit in because they're not from America.
Yeah.
They have wealth, but it's not the same kind of wealth. They have they're like old money rich, and all these new and upcoming families in wealthy parts of America are all new money rich.
Okay.
And they don't have that. They have certain standards that the blouse don't really fit.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pressure on Esther to marry rich and have a very well-to-do family and carry on this legacy of the blouse being a respectable family. She marries Jacob, who is a working man, doesn't really have much money. They end up staying in the parents' house for a while until they save up enough money to get a little ramshackle place in the city.
Yep.
Then Esther's pregnant with Deborah. Deborah's then the golden child, treated as a golden child. She gets spoiled with all the best education and the best clothes, and she's made to learn instruments and read books and become a very well-rounded, well-learned person. Because maybe she is she's the golden child of the family.
Okay.
She's sent to all the best camps when it's not really a good camp, because the camp is kind of anti-Semitic.
Yes.
Which is where Deborah's first encounter with the year is kind of
It's like, is it like a
explored.
interesting?
kinda-
is it like
it's-
a
I
trauma
think-
response thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a trauma response.
It's
It's
an interesting way to look at it. If because in that note it says they weren't sure she was even schizophrenic. I wonder if it was just the delusion was just a trauma response to her how depressed she was.
yeah. She goes to this summer camp, and it's supposed to be the best summer camp for girls, and it's amazing and great. And Deborah is she's treated really poorly, because she is Jewish, or not specifically because she is Jewish, but it is very much because she's Jewish.
Yeah, it's not a good time to be Jewish.
It's not a good time to be Jewish. And that's where our first encounter with the year is. It kind of starts off with like Deborah having like an imaginary friend almost, like somewhere where she can go to escape. It's kind of escapism.
Yeah,
and then it kind of just takes over. Multiple quote unquote bad things happen to her. But there's one instance in it where I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. It's like she gets not at the camp. The things that happen to her at the camp are horrific.
Yeah.
But there's like one thing where it's like something about to do with a car. I can't remember. She sees somebody out of a car, and then that causes something to fracture in her brain. I don't know. It's been a while
Maybe
since I
that's
read
what
this
the cover
book.
is. I think that's what the cover is.
No, I think the cover is Esther.
No. Okay.
Outside. Yep.
So she goes to this hospital, and it's the 1950s, 1940s, so they have a host of kind of pretty inhumane,
Pretty archaic, kind of
medieval
yeah.
treatments.
There's no
Electroshock treatment, and
yeah.
what was the one with the wet towels?
The coal packs. The coal packs. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to talk about the coal packs. You are placed in. You're placed on your bed.
Mm-hmm.
You're then bound to the bed, mummy style, with cold, wet blankets.
Mm-hmm.
You can't move. Your feet go numb. Your hands go numb. You're left there for a minimum of 4 hours.
Yep.
What's
the theory behind that? Like
to calm your neuro system, to calm it down, to give it a shock so it like resets. Doesn't work.
No.
I'd be screaming, I'd be crying. That would not be soothing to me.
No, not at all.
No. Give me a little hot water bottle and like scratch my head or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Give me like a few little like nose rubs and you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
That used to get me to sleep when I was younger.
It's funny
Doing
that I used to like get my head scratched.
I don't
I still do.
I'd like people touching my head.
No, I do.
No, I'm like really tender headed like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's funny that like I saw an interview with Joanne Greenberg where she was talking about somebody was asking her, was it like therapeutic to write this book about your personal experience, and she basically just said, "No, it was absolutely horrible."
Yeah.
Because I had to like.
I imagine reliving your this horrific period of your life that you've probably suppressed for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and then to rewrite it and then almost to have to change it.
But I
as
think
well.
the reason she changed it is because
It's because it was so horrible.
it was so horrible. She wanted to fictionalize it so that she could distance herself from it.
Yeah.
And fair enough,
Fair enough.
as she should.
You know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
Joanne, I'm totally behind you 100%. Yeah.
And she's a very interesting lady.
She was.
She's 91.
Right now?
Yeah.
As of right now.
She's still alive.
Good
So
for her, man.
She must have written this
Alive
book
and
when she was
ticking.
like pretty young. Like her 30s.
Good grief.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my dad's phoning me. Should we get him on the podcast? Hello?
Hi, babe. How are you?
I'm good.
Well, then, where are you up to?
I'm at Adam's house. We're recording right now.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm sorry. Say hi to Adam.
You're on speaker right now. Hello.
Oh.
Hi, Adam. Right. Well, anyway, record whatever we need to do. Okay. Have fun, and I'll talk to you later on, babe. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, I love your dad.
Yeah, me too.
What a fucking guy.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, I want to speak on the character of Deborah. This is my last kind of main point to make, I think, that I remember making.
Mm-hmm.
I love Deborah. Oh my gosh. I remember. I'm locked in.
Memory unlocked.
So we're reading this book with from a modern perspective, from a modern take. We're reading this. We live in a society. We live in a society that's more open-minded and sympathetic and empathetic towards mental illness and the people that the people that struggle with severe mental illness, and we come from a sympathetic point of view. Also a modern point of view in which we don't hate women.
Of course.
Depends
who you
at least,
are.
at least I don't, you know.
Depends who you ask, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I don't know about you.
I don't hate women.
Okay.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, you
I don't know why I'm having to
you with
justify.
your feminist prose from the 4 favorite episodes, from the 4 favorites.
I love my feminist prose.
Yeah, you do.
I stand
know
with
you
the
do.
I stand with the women.
You stand
The
with the
world.
women.
I
Yeah.
do. It's very strong.
Anyway, we look at this book from a modern perspective, and I'm thinking, I connect to this character Deborah because she's a 16-year-old girl. It's like how I connected with the lesbian sisters from Virgin Suicide.
Yeah.
I connect to them because I'm sympathetic to their girlhood, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sympathetic towards them as, I don't know, like they're my girls, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, she's just a
She's
girl.
just a girl.
Like she could,
This book is the definition of she's just a
like they could be my friends. I'm sympathetic towards her and I connect with this character, and I feel like I enjoyed this book more because I could get into the book more because I connected with the main character on a like I had a deeper
On a spiritual
understanding of her actions and why she thinks things that she thinks. Not mental illness and schizophrenia aside, the way that she thinks is very, I don't know.
Relatable.
Yeah. Relatable to a lot of people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know. She's cool. And I don't know, and this is a bit of a hot take, and I remember saying this in the first time they were recording it, and I felt kind of weird saying it, and I kind of feel weird saying it now, but I'm going to say it anyway.
'Kay.
I don't know if I would have enjoyed this book the same, or I would have connected to the main character the same if it had been a middle-aged man.
Oh,
know?
that had written it?
That had written it, or was the main character.
Oh, I guess.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
think-
it's totally different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different, and I don't think I don't think I would have connected to it.
Yeah.
It's also like you kind of connect to it more because it's a autobiographical
Because
story.
it's personal.
Because it's personal.
But that's funny because I think that's also part of the reason why it would be kind of hard for some people to connect is because it is so personal that it's almost like,
Some people, so that I can see where that would drive some people away.
why would they even
Like
bother trying to connect to
Yeah.
it? Because it is something that's happened to someone else.
It's someone's story.
It's like, have you ever had someone explain a dream that they had to you, and you're
I
just kind
love
of
it.
like, oh, that's really interesting, but like, you're just describing something that didn't happen
Yeah.
to me, and I don't know.
No, I love it. I love when people tell me their dreams. I love telling
Yeah?
people about my dreams.
I like telling people
My dreams
about
are so
my
wacky
dreams.
and crazy.
But I know that some people would be like, oh god, there's nothing more boring than when someone tells you about a dream that they had.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, can
Little man's going crazy.
I? Yeah, I don't know. I remember making that point or talking about like connecting to the character of Deborah.
Yeah.
Because she's a girl. Because
She's just a girl.
she's just a girl.
Yeah.
It's the same way when I was reading Beljar.
Yeah.
I was
But I
like-
think that's more relatable for me personally because I don't know, Esther Greenwood has like adult, more relatable like struggles with her mental health. Like schizophrenia is like a whole different ballgame to like depression.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everyone, even if they haven't experienced it, can at least understand being sort of depressed.
Yeah.
But you can't just like understand being schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's voices in my head.
Oh,
like,
goodness gracious.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I think I do enjoy this book, and I'm glad because we've had to talk about it 3 times. But
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Like, there's very little about this book anywhere. Like, it really is
There's
a book
no
that even
there's no YouTube video essays about this.
no nothing.
Man, Jordan Teresa didn't make a YouTube video essay on it. Shanspeare didn't make a video essay on
I
it.
think it only got
I'm in the dark.
republished in 2022 though, so it's still fairly fresh. Like, I wonder when that edition that you have was published, because I think
Oh,
that
check.
might be the 2022 republish.
Could be.
And that's why there's just very little about it online, is because it's just resurfaced.
Because
Because it's what 50 years old. Yeah, exactly.
This
1964 it was
copy.
published.
Yeah, no, this is the 2022 version.
Yeah. So it has been 50 years
Yeah.
since this book was published.
Goodness gracious.
Happy 50th anniversary. I Never Promised You a Rose Garden.
Happy 50th anniversary. Love
Right.
you.
Sweet. Yeah, you should everyone get out there and read it. It's a pretty weird, kind of obscure little book, but definitely worth reading. I would never say about any book that's not worth reading. Well, maybe I would actually.
I would.
But this one is.
Yeah.
And
This one's so worth reading. Please read it.
yeah.
Please.
That's all. I mean, I was about to say that's all I have to say, but you've said everything. I've just like been along for the ride. But I really
I
appreciated
think that
your analysis.
I think that's all I have to say on it. I don't really remember saying much else.
All right, sweet.
Okay.
So
Let's
we'll put that
do-
back in the shelf for now.
Yeah. Wait.
Finally,
Let's do the playlist.
let's
'cause
do
I
a
don't
quick
have-
little playlist. So obviously, naturally, we need to do I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. Of course.
Oh, of course.
And we need to. What else? I can't remember what kind of. You were always on my mind.
Right.
The
What we
Pet Shop
calling it
Boys?
first? What we calling it first?
Year.
Oh, here. I was gonna call it Here, There, and Everywhere, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
Year-
did
year
I
there.
make this playlist? No, I didn't. I couldn't have.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think we were gonna call it Here, There, and Everywhere.
Okay.
But
You're there and everywhere.
Your.
Never Promised You a Rose Garden, of course. I just think of 60s songs.
This is like my jam. This is like my jam.
Yeah.
Okay, Rose Garden. Always on my mind. Okay,
By the Pet Shop Boys.
that's not really
You're always
60s.
on my mind. Who is it? Is that Elvis?
Yeah. Well, there's
Let's do
multiple.
Elvis
There's
then.
there's like multiple versions. Okay, Rose Garden. Always on my mind. We should
It's My
probably.
Party
we
by
should,
Leslie Gore.
oh yes, yes. I love. Okay, it's my
Yeah.
party.
Daydream Believer.
Wait, we should just go through my my.
Do you believe
60s
in
playlist.
magic by the Lovin' Spoonful?
Daydream believer.
Big Girls Don't Cry by Frankie Valli.
Oh my goodness, I love that song.
I think this also has potential to be a really good playlist.
It's just all the music I listen to. I want to put in. What do I want to put in? Everywhere by the Beatles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I wander everywhere.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Some like floaty. Oh, I had a playlist called Floaty Sparkly Songs. Wait.
Can I also put in Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini?
Why?
It's just for a laugh.
Okay.
It's a good song.
It is. You're so right. But I was associate that with like you know Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit,
Yeah,
and she like at the start.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, I haven't seen that movie in a really long time.
Yeah. It's a busy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. My mama told me you had to shop around. Oh, it's so good.
Can I just say, Back in the Habit is a great subtitle for a movie.
Oh, it's so good.
Back in the Habit.
Back
like,
in the
that's
Habit.
That's just genius.
Oh, side note, feel free to cut this out if you want, but I was cleaning under my bed and I found my Sister Act book, the musical book,
Oh, yeah.
all my little annotations for the
God.
3 songs that I was in.
Oh, God. Remember Sister Act? God.
Yeah.
What
I
about
know.
God Only Knows by Beach Boys?
Of course. Oh, did you watch the Beach Boys Disney Plus documentary?
No, I have not.
Oh my god, it was so good. I cried.
I'm going to get around to it, I think.
God only knows.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
Dream a Little Dream by Elliot Fitzgerald.
okay, Dream a Little Dream.
I'm just trying to think of 60s type.
I'm on
beats.
my 60s playlist. Or my main playlist I listen to. Summer's gone away.
We have got like a lot of questions for this episode.
Right, let's get through it because I know my answers to them.
Yes, we've answered them twice already, so we have our answers prepared.
This is the Kevin Curson special.
The Kevin Curson question
And
special.
You know what, Kevin? I really appreciate the questions that you put forward because they're really good.
We also have another question. It comes from Ethan Kerr, who 5 weeks ago asked us, when will you wear wigs? And Ethan, if you had listened to the podcast, you would know because we've answered that question before.
My best friend Erin Boyle asked us that question.
So
'cause she's
Try harder next time.
try harder to have an original question.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin, you've given us 4 questions. The first of which is, what's your irrational phobia?
My irrational phobia is, I'm going to tell you the scenario and then break it down. I'm floating down the Jurassic Park ride river, stuck in a cage with toucans, and all the holes in my face have been rearranged.
Okay, break it down.
I have submechanophobia. I love dinosaurs, but not when they're in the water.
Okay.
There's this one animatronic on the Jurassic Park ride, and it's just a head of a dinosaur, and he comes up and sprays you with water. It's before you go into like the main conflict of the ride.
Yeah.
Kind of spooky, kind of scary. I hate it. I
Mhm.
hate that guy. I don't like it. Anytime I'm watching a ride walkthrough, I skip it
Yeah.
or I look away. I can't do it. It makes me afraid to go in the
I
shower.
hate that guy.
I hate that guy. I'm afraid of birds, especially toucans. Creepy guys. I don't trust birds.
You hate pigeons.
I hate pigeons.
Famously.
Famously hate pigeons. Scared of all birds.
Mm.
Not fun. Toucans are the worst. So I'm stuck with toucans. And there's an episode of Gravity Falls near the end of the season 2.
It's a very long, complicated breakdown.
Where this one evil guy gets all of his holes in his face rearranged.
Yeah.
Like his ears go to where his eyes would be, and his eyeball comes out of his mouth, but it's like not even his mouth anymore. It's just like a little
It's just
like
an eyeball.
it's like a little pucker of
Ugh.
skin. Terrifying, horrifying.
Yum.
And he like falls to the ground and starts like squealing like a pig in pain. Oh my god, it's terrifying. Okay.
Sounds horrible.
That's my irrational fear. What about you?
My irrational fear is when you're lying in a dark room. And this isn't really a fear, but it interests me irrationally and it creeps me out. When you're lying in a dark room and the hallway light is on outside the door and you've got that little glass pane above your door,
Yeah.
the lintel,
The
I
window.
think it's called, and you can see the light through the lintel out of your peripheral vision, and then when you look at it directly, it gets darker, but then when you're looking at it through your peripheral vision, it's brighter. That's my irrational fear. That or chalk.
Chalk.
I just
is
hate
probably,
chalk.
Yeah, chalk's more rational.
I actually
Yeah.
can't stand chalk. The feeling of chalk, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
I hate.
Or like the feeling of like the powder on jelly babies. I hate that. That's horrible. I can't stand jelly babies for that
My
reason.
goodness, your dad loves jelly babies.
I know, and it's like I hate it. It's like a total visceral sensation that I'm filled
Ew.
with terror when I see the chalk stuff on jelly babies.
Oh my god,
Freaks me out.
how insane!
Those are my irrational fears. Thank you, Kevin, for that
Thanks,
question.
Kevin.
Kevin
Next-
Kirsten
Next
wants to know, what's a book concept you'd love to read about?
My own life.
Yeah.
My own life.
Understandable.
Or not, or maybe not written by me, but written by somebody who has been like following me
And see if they get it right.
and see if, or like, 'cause they'll have like an unbiased,
An objective perception.
yeah, 'cause they'll just be like observing me in
Yeah.
real time and like, I don't know how the world perceives me.
I
Probably would humble me a
I
bit.
think I'd like that too. I think that would be really humbling to be like,
I feel like
he
that-
went into the bookshop again.
Yeah, yeah.
Why did he do
It's
this?
like,
He
I
knew
feel
he didn't need a
Yeah,
book.
it's like if I was gonna write a book, I feel like I'd try and make it funny.
Yeah.
And
About
I'd be
yourself?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'd like try like, I don't know, justify my actions, or I have like I have an alternate this concept of like all songs are connected in this one town, but it's
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
okay. I'm not crazy. It's okay.
Well, was this not a book concept you wanted to write, and it was about like a town that had like the Hotel California?
Yeah. So I have this has I'm gonna make.
You're copywriting this idea right
Yes, I'm going to make a YouTube video. I need a really big whiteboard.
now? Mhm.
This can only be explained with me in a lab coat and a whiteboard.
Okay.
All songs that I really like are all connected into the one universe. The Hotel California is like a Spirited Away kind of hotel / train station
Mhm.
in which you can come in and out,
But you can never leave.
but you can never leave. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
leave,
Okay, right. There's a part of there's a part of this universe called Lonesome Town. Ricky Nelson.
Yeah.
In Lonesome Town, you've got the Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Of course. I'm gonna say.
obviously. You've got
It's like a Disneyland park.
yes, the wrong side of the tracks. You've got the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Obviously,
Yeah, naturally.
there's just like different places, and it's so vivid in my mind, and I can see it, and all I need is a whiteboard and somebody to listen. I just need it.
That's all you need in life is a
A
whiteboard,
whiteboard and
someone
somebody to listen. If I can watch a 4-hour video about the failure of a Star Wars hotel,
We're on the same side of YouTube.
somebody will listen to me yap about this.
I was just about to say that's like very Jenny Nicholson
Yeah.
coded, like the
Yeah, I
Vampire
love it.
Diaries video.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yes. I love Jenny
My
Nicholson.
my idea for a book concept I'd love to read about. I remember saying this back in the time we recorded this last. It's about a private detective that's trying to uncover a mystery, but also
I think this is a good one.
but he also has to work his shift in Sunglass Hut. So the entire time he's like walking around looking at different pairs of sunglasses, and they're giving him clues. He goes, that's the pair of sunglasses that person wore. They must be the killer. And but he has to finish his shift, so he's just like this. He's worked out the mystery, and then he walks out, and he like takes a pair of sunglasses. He finally picks a pair of sunglasses that he's gonna like buy, because for some reason he's also buying sunglasses. And then he walks out, and it's dark, and it's like a metaphor for how it's always a little bit too late for
Oh my god.
you to discover things.
How
yeah.
very pessimistic.
Yeah, it's very postmodern sensibility.
Oh yes.
The Sunglass Hut Sleuth. That's the name of it. It's sort of Richard Osman. I would say Richard Osman-esque, but I hate Richard Osman. I like him as a
love
person,
him.
but his
I
books
love
just shite. I
love
hate
him.
you, Thursday Murder Club. I hate it so much. All right, that's my answer.
That's awesome.
Thank you for that question,
Thanks,
Kevin.
Kevin.
That was great.
Thanks.
Our next question comes from Kevin Kirsten. If you could have any book adapted to film and done right, which would you choose? The Bell Jar,
Bell jar.
definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of them are, I think, would be impossible to adapt, like The Catcher in the Rye.
I really want to see a really high budget, well done Brave New World.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be
Surprised
so
that's not
good.
been done already.
But things like that, like I wouldn't want it to be. I'd want it to be like a TV show, like Series of Unfortunate Events. The Jim Carrey movie. As much as I love Jim Carrey, I hate the movie.
Oh yeah, I quite like that movie actually.
I love the TV show though. I love it. What do you know about Heimlich Hospital? Come on, come on. Klaus Budler from the Netflix show, possibly my first love.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, understandable. It's kind of young for me, I think. He's actually probably significantly younger than me. I probably shouldn't say that.
No, he's 22. I don't know.
Oh.
He's your age. No, but like,
Okay.
see when I was watching it growing up, I was Klaus, Klaus, stop.
What else? I'm trying to think. Let's think.
When he was like, yeah, this word means that, and I'm like, stop, you're so smart. Stop it. Stop. Don't be
I would
weird
love
like
to
that.
see like a really strong adaptation of like The Long Walk by Stephen King. That'd be cool. Or and they would never do this, but I would love to see a movie of the book Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata, because I just think it would be kind of weird and experimental.
Awesome.
Or her book Earthlings, which is also would be extremely weird.
Maybe Crossroads, but again, I don't want it to be a movie. I want it to be a really well done TV series. Or make The Shining book accurate. I know you're not really a fan of The Shining, but make
I'm
The
just not a fan of the movie though.
But make The Shining book accurate.
I think if they could do a book of Blood Meridian, it could be awesome. Do a movie of Blood Meridian even. But I don't think they ever will because it's like impossible to adapt. Also, another book that I love and you should read that would make an awesome movie in a similar vein to The Bell Jar is The Edible Woman by Margaret Atwood. Really, really good book. Also, Flowers for Algernon. I know that they did make that into a movie, I think, called Charlie. But I'd love to see a remake of that. I don't know who I'd cast in it. Danny DeVito or something. That'd be funny. And finally, I don't know. Oh, Marabou Stork Nightmares by Irvin Welsh. But it would have to be directed by Danny Boyle.
Okay.
Those are my picks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I would never ever want to see a movie of my favorite book, I don't think.
I feel like I don't know. I'd get too excited and just be let down when it's not how I would want it to be.
Yeah.
But then I feel like if I was to make a movie out of my favorite book, and it's the way I want it to be, I don't think
it wouldn't be for everyone.
it would be for everyone.
Yeah.
That's the way things go, though.
At it, exactly.
That's the way things go.
Yeah.
You know? You're not going to be absolutely happy with everything.
Do you have any other choices that you would want to see as a movie?
I don't know. Try to think of like other books that I've read. I'd like to see Cursed Bunny in a kind of like Black Mirror anthology kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be cool actually.
That'd be really cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of I think that like there's a lot of like short story collections that I think would make like really cool. Like also there's another book by the person that did Convenience Store Women called Life Ceremony. I think that would make like a pretty sick anthology series. Yeah.
Maybe
Japanese horror.
Jurassic Park, maybe.
The Green Mile by Stephen King. Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, Shawshank. Misery, maybe.
Yeah.
Book Thief.
Misery would make a great movie.
Misery would make an awesome horror movie.
Do you know that just to cut our bit short here, do you know that the movie of Misery was directed by the director of my favourite movie ever?
Really?
Rob Reiner. Did you know that he made When Harry Met Sally and then the year after they released Misery? That's like serious tonal whiplash.
That's like So
Isn't that awesome?
I love When Harry Met Sally. It's such a good movie.
Yeah. Ah, God. I'd love to see a book about that.
Mm,
I'd totally read that.
I'd totally read that.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, Kevin, for
Thanks,
that question.
Kevin.
And our final question comes from Kevin Kirsten. And we've been thinking about this for weeks.
Yeah.
It's a very good question. Is a world without music better than a world without books? Talking about all genres throughout.
Throughout time.
Short answer is
A world without
no.
a world without music is exponentially worse.
Yeah, than a world without books.
World without books, you can't dance to a book, can you?
No, I would miss my
Can't
music
book-
in the car.
Can't boogie on down
Yeah,
to a book.
no. But I think
Getting your groove on.
I think a world without music would be really boring.
I mean, think of all the great things that music has given us.
Yeah, I would
Yes.
not be able to do shows anymore.
You would not be able to do shows anymore.
You wouldn't be able to do all of your many instruments.
My only personality trait is that I can play musical
Yeah.
instruments. My whole skill set is based on the fact that I can play musical instruments. If I don't have that, then what do I have? I can't do sports.
Hmm.
I,
But also think of all the happy memories and the friends that you've gained through music.
I mean, us.
Yeah, well, we kind of us, yeah.
I mean, well, kind of.
And then also, like, would there be straight plays? I don't know. Like, it's like, think about the repercussions of not having music.
We wouldn't
It'd be
have.
so boring. Could I listen to audiobooks? You can't dance to an audiobook.
That's not a book. If we didn't have music, then we wouldn't have Mercutio dancing to Young Hearts Run Free and
No.
Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. And at that point, what's even the point of having Romeo and Juliet?
Exactly. If
And
Mercutio,
then just burn all the books.
if Mercutio can't dance to Young Hearts Run Free, and if I can't cry every time to what's that song by Desiree? I'm Kissing You, the one from the balcony scene. If I can't cry to that, then
What's even the point?
if I can't watch a ballet, then what is the point?
Yeah.
If I can't, I'm sorry. If I can watch Matthew Bourne's Swan Lake and have the Tchaikovsky thing, the Tchaikovsky score, then what even is the point?
There is no point.
There is no point. If I can't watch Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed and watch Fred spear the Black Knight while riding on a motorbike to Bon Jovi's Dead or Alive, then
Then
what
what's
even?
the point?
That sparked my Bon Jovi
Yeah.
love.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That is an iconic movie moment.
It is.
So, yeah, I think we're in agreement that a world without music is 100 times worse. Exponentially worse.
It is.
As much as we both love books, I couldn't live without music. I just couldn't. It would be a joyless existence.
I couldn't live without Trap of Love by Daphne Blake.
Exactly. Gosh. All right. Well, thank you, Kevin, for that
Thanks,
question.
Kevin.
And that's it. That's that episode done.
Oh my goodness.
Thank God.
Please.
God, please let that
Please.
file come out.
Please.
I cannot deal.
I
if
don't
we have
want
to
a
talk about
text.
this book ever again.
Adam, I don't want a text from you. I'm like in the middle of camp. I don't want a text from you saying, Kira,
It didn't work.
it didn't work.
Do you know what? We'll just cross our fingers and we'll cross our toes
Mm-hmm.
and we'll click our heels and we'll pray.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's that.
Mhm.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh my goodness, I'd like to say hi to all the people that I probably have put onto the podcast from being at camp.
Hello to American friends.
Hello
to
to
non-American friends.
or Australians.
Or just whoever you are. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to hear from to talk to you.
Yeah, this is my best friend Adam,
Hello.
and we have this podcast, and I probably have told you about it,
And it's great, right?
and it's awesome, and you are gonna listen to it because you love me.
Exactly. And speaking of episodes that you're going to listen to, why don't you tell us what the next Bog? I'm going to let you choose because we
This
had
is
to
so awesome.
we had to talk about this book so many times that I feel like I've picked like the last 3 books. So,
That's okay.
Bog, do you have a book in mind for the next month's episode, which will be September?
Which will be September.
And you'll be home?
Oh no, it's your birthday month. You should pick
Yeah.
it. You should pick it.
No, I don't want to pick.
I picked mine. I picked my birthday month. You should pick yours. I mean, I've got one in mind, but you're not going to like it because you don't like this book.
Is it The Great Gatsby?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
We can talk about The Great Gatsby.
Okay, September is the month of Gatsby.
Great.
September is the month of the green light.
Maybe you can turn me around to...
This is guys, we're all gonna band together and make Adam love Gatsby. By the end of this, we're gonna turn him around. He's gonna be a Gatsby lover.
Maybe I will. Maybe you'll convince me.
Hey, I convinced you about virgin suicides, so
Yeah, true.
Yep.
True. There has yet to be a book on this podcast that I absolutely couldn't stand. I know that you can't say the same,
yeah.
but we'll see. We'll
Hey.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Great Gatsby. Oh,
Yeah.
and do you buy into the whole Zelda Fitzgerald wrote it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
And then she kill herself.
I don't know.
What happened to Zelda Fitzgerald?
Hey, I'll
That's-
find
we'll
out.
Save that for September.
I'll find out.
Yeah.
Save that for September.
Okay, cool. It'll be a Gatsby. I can't wait for all of your analysis.
It's gonna be so good.
And it's just going to be me going, I don't like this book, and I have no reason not
I
to.
think this is stupid because
Because
what do you mean
better.
there's a green light? Oh.
I don't understand symbolism. All right, sweet. Well, that wraps up another wicked episode on the 1am Book Club podcast. Please go away and read a book. For the love of God, it won't kill you.
Okay, guys, smash like, smash subscribe, get our notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yep, well, that's exactly what I was going to say. And we'll see you in the next one for a little bit of Gatsby. Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon if you want to be a super fan or whatever it is. And
Send us questions next
send
time.
us some questions.
You
Thank you,
fools. Thanks, Kevin.
Kevin really came through.
Kevin, big love to that
I
man.
know. All right, well, it's been a pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
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 Yo.
Don't do that anymore.